What it do, what it do, what it do. It is I, Eden the Hero. Welcome to Humble Good Times. I gotta apologize, y'all. I have been struggling a little bit with my energy a little bit. It's been so busy at times at work, or I would say this past week, it was a lot busier only because of the holiday weekend. So there was a lot they had to fit in this week that was put on me, of course. And then I've been staying to make up time that I didn't get paid for on Monday. So yeah, it was a rough week for me. I mean, it was good overall, but I actually worked two 12-hour days, and I was just, oh my god, I was so tired. The second day I did those 12 hours, and I did 10 hours after the second 12-hour day. I'm like, I'm gonna have to take a break. I'm tired. Like, my body was hurting. And so Friday I was just like, I'm just gonna leave at 3, because I ended up having to go to a event at church that it was them celebrating the people that serve at church. So I serve at church, but I serve online. And I actually got acknowledged by my leader. It's literally just me and her that serve online. Me, her, and one other person. But I was really shocked that they actually honored me. I ended up getting a t-shirt, and then I'm supposed to be getting a plaque, I believe, from the first lady and the pastor or whatever. But it was just nice. It was cool. They fed us. Get to know more people at my church, and yeah, it was pretty cool. They performed some of the songs that they perform at church during our Sundays. But it was a nice night. Like, for a Friday night, it was right around the corner. I didn't have to do much. I just showered and took a little bit of a nap before I went. It was cool. I was hurting though. I ain't going front. My body was hurting. I was tired. I started feeling like really tired by like towards the end of the event. But it was cool. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised also Friday that we ended up getting free lunch for I don't even know why they were feeding us a free lunch for at my job, but they gave out like a sheet with like what you can pick from. It was from Jimmy John's, and I was like, for the longest, because it's like, I've seen other companies when they like hire people, they'll like get them like a lunch, or they'll have a luncheon for everybody, for that new person, to welcome that new person, or even around the holidays they'll celebrate by like buying everybody lunch or something. This was the first time they bought a lunch since I've been there, and it actually surprised me, because I'm just like, this place don't seem like they take any type of like, the morale is kind of, it's not completely down on the worker side, but the culture there just seems like people go to work whenever they want to. Not saying that they just show up whenever they do show up whenever they want to, but before their schedule. Usually they'll do like overtime, so they'll come in early to work overtime, which is cool. But it's just the culture overall from the company, the management of this location, they don't seem to give a shit. They don't seem to take pride in their workers. They do have employee of the month program, but I don't know. It just seems, I don't know. It just does not feel like a place where you're celebrated for your hard work or for as a collective. And like I said, the director, manager, general manager, he doesn't seem to get engaged with anybody. He's always chewing my manager out. I always see, like, when they're talking, it always seems like my manager is listening more than being able to speak. And I don't know, I don't like that, but I'm riding with it because there's been people that's been there for years, and it doesn't seem all that bad if people are staying for years on end. Like I said, the good is you can come in whenever you want to get however many hours you want. You can stay as late as you want, up to 12 hours. So yeah, that's the perks I would say for right now as someone that's still under a temp agency. I've had a delay in my posting, I would say 2 weeks ago, only because I was like, I don't know, I was just struggling with my overall energy and just kind of like feeling over this, having to do these videos and post, and I just wasn't feeling it. If I'm being completely honest, I was not feeling it. I didn't want to have to do it. I felt like I needed a break. And it's just what it is. Like, I didn't feel bad about it. I knew that I already had, the crazy thing is I had the video. It was recorded. It was really short. That was another thing. It was like 11 minutes. I was like, I'm not really saying much. I didn't have nothing to really talk about, but I ended up just waiting a week to post it, and so I posted it the following week, which I intended to still post another video for the week after or whatever. But I was like, you know what? Just do what feels right to me. So I am doing this video now because I feel like I got a lot to say and a lot to report. So I'll say one of the things that came up in my time was the fact that I had off all last weekend. It's great. I actually got rest. I was able to take off Saturday. I was lounging. I didn't go nowhere for the holiday. I didn't do nothing that serious. I might have cleaned up around the house. I kicked it with my babies, and that was about it. I wasn't trying to do too much. I mean, honestly, I had rent payment, so couldn't do too much outside with having to spend money, but I had just an enjoyable time at home where I was able to, I think I wrote. Now on top of that, my body needed the rest. Like, this physical shit is no joke. Like, this past week was another, like I said, working those 12-hour days and everything. Just trying to make sure I get my hours. That was the gist of it. Like, I wasn't trying to work 12 hours just to work 12 hours. But at the same time, this week coming up, probably going to end up doing another possibly 2 12-hour days, but not back to back like I did before. It's just too much for my body. And as time's going on, I'm like trying to make sure I stay full of gratitude, because I was talking to my sister and I was just telling her, I was like, I could not do this shit forever. I don't know how people, like the guy that I was working with that was 60 something years old. I don't understand how he could do it at his age. Like, I'm 40. Maybe because I have a condition that it's a little more of a struggle for me, but at the same time, this shit is no joke when you're lifting boxes all day. Different sizes, different weights, and it's not even just lifting them, you gotta tape them, so you gotta hold them together, push it through the machine, take it, put it on the pallet, grab the pallet with the pallet jack, which is electric, it's not one of your manual ones. So there's like some speed on the pallet jack that you gotta control, and it's like you gotta have strength for that. It's not the hardest job, but it's not the easiest on like the body. So like having those 3 days to just rest and excuse me, not do too much, it was most necessary. Even yesterday, like I needed the rest yesterday, and I was in bed pretty much most of the day. I probably got up around 5 or 6 in the evening to like cook dinner. I've been like wanting to make this steak, and I wanted to do a Philly cheese, and I wanted to do it with my tortillas, homemade tortillas that I made. And so that's what I ended up making last night, but I'm not going to be having that again because I didn't like how it turned out as far as like the tortilla. I wanted it more like a wrap, not like a taco. So it totally tasted fine. I mean, it didn't suck or anything. It's just I didn't like how it looked. It was not aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. Because I get a satisfaction over aesthetics when I'm cooking and plating and all that stuff. That I don't know. That's just me. I become one of those people that, because I cook most of the time now and I barely eat out. There was one night that I actually bought food because I was just too tired to cook. And I think it was Wednesday night. Wednesday night, I was like, you know what? I'm too tired to stand up on my feet and cook, so I'm gonna just grab me this Bojangles and put it in the oven. When I got home from actually getting the food, I like took my shower, I lounged for a little bit, and then I heated up my food. And I couldn't wait to tear that biscuit out. I love me a good biscuit from Bojangles, Popeyes, KFC. Yeah. So I had finally was able to make my bagel recipe that I found online. It's an air fried bagels, and they came out so good. Like, yeah, excuse me. It came out so good. Like, I am tired. I ain't going front. I'm feeling very tired. I think because I stayed up too late yesterday. But at any rate, the bagels were excellent. It was 2 ingredients, and it was nothing to make. As far as like, you didn't even have to use like a roller. You could just use your hand and roll it with some flour. It came out so good. I was just so pleased with the taste, and then the texture after toasting it. It just, oh my god, it tastes so good. So yeah, toasted really good. I bought some whipped cream cheese that tasted excellent on the bagel. It was plain bagels, but it came out so perfect. I'm just saying, like, and it was healthier. Like, the carbs that you usually get in regular bagels and the calories, it's a lot. And then I think they add a lot of sugar to the bagels. And there was no sugar added in these bagels. It was literally just Greek yogurt and self-rising flour. That's it. That's it. Easy breezy. I was just like, damn, I wish all recipes was even easier like this. But yeah, so I was able to do that, and I made some today actually. I made some last Sunday and today. They go fast because I was just like so obsessed with just how good they taste toasted with cream cheese. um, Love the fact that the weather's like slowly but surely changing. Like the mornings are nice and cool now. So all that work is barely like it barely gets as hot as it did in the summer, and I'm just so ready for this weather change. Like, oh my gosh, let it change. Let the fall come in. I'm here to welcome it. I genuinely am looking forward to fall winter weather for the second time in my life, I would say, because I'm over this heat. I was running my air conditioning in my car this summer, but overall, like, I'm just over the heat, and I work in the heat now, like with the type of job I had and the environment. I'm just over it, bro. Like, who wants to sit in the heat? Who wants to sweat that hard? Like, no, thank you. Like, my job is like a 8 to 10, 12-hour workout all day. That shit is exhausting, and then add the heat on top of that. It's just oppressive. Ugh. Then they had the nerve to have like backed up sewers, so there was just stench up and through. Like, I was just so disgusted by that when I first started working there, because I'm just like, how are they okay with us having to ingest this as we're eating our food and everything? It was disgusting. They got rid of it in the break room, thankfully, because it was just too much. It was like literally it's almost like eating in the bathroom. I hated it. And that turned me off to this place at first. I was like, this is awful. Like, we shouldn't have to be subjected to this shit. This is disgusting. But yeah, the weather's changing. I'm so happy for that. Halloween's around the corner. I don't know. It's like, as a Christian and someone that actively practices their faith and serves, and I don't know if, like, is it wrong to still like celebrate Halloween? My celebrating of Halloween is more the watching the movies, and if there was a party for me to attend, I would dress up. Like, I love Halloween. I like Halloween more than I like Christmas at one point. I'm starting to get into Christmas though. Like, last Christmas, I was actually excited because not so much for the actual day, but more so the season, Christmas and Thanksgiving season. Firstly, because the movies and everything. I'm just more of, I guess, because I'm such a homebody now, and I watched a lot of like movies that came out on YouTube and everything, but they were like Lifetime movies or Hallmark movies or Tubi. But I don't know, I really just enjoyed the overall season to watch movies and stuff. So, like, the same with Halloween, that's how I feel about Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's like just enjoying that entertainment side of everything. So with a lot of things going on in this country right now with the regime, it really has me considering, like, is it worth staying here as a person that is transgender? And it makes me wonder, like, should I start looking to move outside the country? That hit my mind. I don't know, I forgot what I was watching or something I might have like was reading about. Oh, it was somebody's comment that was talking about what they were able to get as a person that's transgender in Canada, which is all of their gender affirming care and surgery was covered by Canada's health system, and they pay into the economy and with their taxes and everything. So their taxes are basically what's paying for their gender affirming care. So I was like, damn, that is something that I could never get over here. Like, and just with so much like they're trying to do with the children that are trans and trying to take away their little bit of rights that they do have for gender affirming care with the supervision of a parent. Like, it's not even that those kids are able to just go on their own and do whatever they want. They need their parents to sign off on this shit. So they're blocking those things for the parents that are helping their children with their identities. And it's just it's just so dangerous. It's a dangerous time for us. And a lot of like the comments online, I know they're just people online that will say whatever they want to say, but will never say it to someone's face that is trans or whatever. So I'm like, I just be reading some of these comments and I'm just like, bro, this if you don't know one trans person and you're not trans, there's no need for you to spew your hate and to make yourself feel that comfortable to where you got to say what you said. Like, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Like, you attack one group of people, they're coming for all of us. So yes, trans people are pretty much the target, even though we're like less than 1% of the population in America. We don't affect that much change. We have little rights to what we can do. And a lot of people think we're mentally ill. I said before, if that's the case, run me a check. I will be on disability. Give me the disability. If this is me being mentally ill, and because you can never make someone understand something that you experience that they never experienced. And I don't try to find anyone to affirm me. I affirm me. I know what it was like growing up with me, and the mindset of in my head, and the things that I've experienced internally that I feel, and that it was like, it wasn't a happy life living as female. It wasn't. I did not feel good about it. I hate being misgendered. I don't like being treated like a female or a woman. Hell, today my father, I sent a picture of my cats to my parents because they were looking cute. My dad calls me Catwoman. And it just made me cringe so bad, because I'm just like, you really don't know how to read a room or be considerate of the fact that I am who I am. Look at me. Nothing about me reads woman. Hasn't for a while now. And so, like, I know I can't move back home. I would never move back home, for the simple fact that I would have to deal with shit like that. And I'll never put myself in that position of having to cower or put my feelings aside when I've already expressed who I am. We've had conversations. I've stood on business with it, and he's gonna still say shit that he's gonna say and try to will it into existence, and it's not happening. Like, it's just not. It's not. I'm happy with who I am. I'm a good person, period. How I identify doesn't really take away from who I am as a person. I'm just more comfortable in my skin. I'm happy to be presenting male. Having my documentation as male has just made me feel even better. And that's another thing that just kind of like, getting my passport has just opened up this portal of just being able to go anywhere in the world and it may possibly live anywhere in the world. So a lot of people that are trans are looking to move outside the country. Mine's would be Canada. I was looking at Canada, and I did some research on it where I wanted to know like people's experience. I've asked in one of my groups that I'm a part of to see if anybody's done the move to Canada, and there's people that have, and there are some of their spouses that have, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap, but would it be worth it? Absolutely. It would be worth it to have those things at my grasp of just benefits and everything. And then the only thing I would say that kind of deters me from actually moving out to Canada would be they have a doctor shortage, and like medical procedures are pushed back years at a time or months at a time. So it would be something that I couldn't afford to like really do, because I need to see my doctors on a regular basis with Crohn's disease. And so I was looking then at possibly moving to sanctuary cities in the US, where it would be a safer and more resources for me. So there's a few that I was able to find out, where New York, Colorado, Massachusetts, and some others. So I was looking to see what kind of opportunities would be out there and everything. And considering I am going back to school next year, that's going to open my doors even wider, because I will be able to, once I get my degree, I'm gonna be able to do a lot with that. And so I'm looking forward to that, obtaining that's what I feel like will be my next big thing to obtain. My documentation and my passport were big things to obtain with my gender marker, but now my goal of my degree will be my next big thing, where I can't wait to be able to like obtain that. It's so needed. I want to get out of this entry level shit. And I was talking to one of my church members today, where one of them, she works for the one of the medical networks out here, but in the supply chain side. And I'm like, word, like I'm open to whichever industry. I don't care, as long as I'm in the part of the supply chain where we're just trying to move stuff from one place to another. Like I like to be able to be in that. So I was telling her about going back to school for that, and she's like, hey, if you do find something at this network, whatever, let me know, and I'll be able to help you or whatever, see if I can get your application pulled or whatever. So I'm like, cool, I will definitely do that, because I definitely put in an application for that network. However, I didn't get any response about my application, so I never looked further into it. But just good to know people that are in my field that I would be able to like get help from, and have a connection with, to be able to find better work, because I'm trying to hang in there with this job. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to like physically hang in there, because it's a lot. Even if I do have help, which I do, I don't like working next to the help, because I have a way of doing things and they try to come in and do it their way, and it's just like, it's too much. So I'm trying not to be that person. Trying to be more open to the fact that there is someone there that's helping, and But overall, I try to just handle it on my own without getting help, because it's like working by myself. That's something that I'm really into. I don't know if it's just all the time that I spent alone during those months of being out of work and everything, but I just prefer working alone. I can't wait to be able to work from home one day. That is a goal. I do not want to have to show up to the office. If I do have to show up to the office, I want my own office. That's a goal too. I want my own office. I want my own desk. I don't want nobody to be able to enter my shit. Like, I really want that badly. Like, because when I was working at my last job, I had a bit of I had my own desk and my own computer and stuff, and I was able to work from there. But there would be people that would come and use my shit without saying something to me, and I just didn't like that. I could not stand people just coming over and using my computer, and I'm just like, well, I guess it don't matter if you want to use it. Like, the guy that would help me, he would just jump on my computer sometimes, because there was like the software for shipping packages. You would have to make labels or whatever, or look up some previous shipments we sent, and that was understandable. But I just didn't like people just jumping on my fucking computer and doing whatever they wanted to do. It just makes me nervous, because I don't know what you're really doing and what kind of ulterior motives. Like, not that he was really that big of a problem. It was just my own mind thinking about that type of stuff. But yeah, man, I'm really considering moving out the country. I was watching something else where Khalees talked about living in Africa, and she lived in few different spots in Africa, or stayed in a few different spots in Africa. But she's really settled in Kenya. I think it was Kenya. And it was easier for her to be able to get access to resources as far as like loans and stuff, because a lot of other places you had to live there, and then you had to know people, and it was just too much. And then she was talking about just the experience of living in the US and having an abundance of resources as far as her own, but needing a loan to like expand her farm and everything. She would have to jump through hoops, and even though she got all this money, they're still needing more stuff and more. Like, it was just too much, where she just didn't want to deal with the systems that were deeply ingrained in racism. So she wanted to like go out, not only have the access that she needs, but to actually invest into those communities that she is going to be a part of. So she's like building luxury hotels and farming and all types of shit out there, and she's just thriving. To be able to do it over here, it would take forever in a day, and who wants to wait when you got a plan and you're being obedient to your purpose and everything? And so I'm really trying to like be more obedient with God, and really just follow and not give in to the wanting to jump from one thing to the next, because I feel I got what I asked for, which wasn't, I don't think I was really specific in what I wanted to do, as far as like just, I knew I wanted to go back into leadership and leading, but I didn't get that. This is what I was able to get at the time, and jobs are scarce right now. A lot of people are unemployed, and new jobs are not being created. A lot of places are closing. Hell, 2 of the CVS's that I would frequent are closing on my side of town. The one that I frequent the most isn't going out of business, but these 2 were like close to some of the places that I needed to, The one, it just had certain things. Like if I would order something online, there was a lot of time they had it, and then the one that I go to on mainly, they would run out of stuff because so many people frequent that one. And then there's one near my job that closed that didn't have a lot of stuff to begin with when I first started going there because they were closing. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of things happening, things going on, and it's really got me thinking about what else is out there outside our borders. I don't want to limit my life to American injustices and constant targets and people that think we're mentally ill, and it's exhausting, man. I don't want to have to explain myself to nobody because I don't have to. I shouldn't have to. I am who I am. Who I present as is who I am. You ain't got to do a strip search or anything to that. You better not even ask me about what my gender is. What does it look like my gender is? Okay. But more importantly, safety over anything is what I'm looking at. My safety, my security, the opportunities that would be available to me. I can't wait to start school. I did start the application for enrollment, but there was like something wrong with when I was going to pay the fee for the application fee. I kept getting this error message, so I'm going to be trying later today, and then if it don't work today or tomorrow, I'll try, and then if not, call the school to see what's going on so I can just get access to my records and see how long it's going to take me, and then enroll in the courses that I want to take this coming spring. So yeah, a lot of good things, a lot of things to consider. But overall, it's just like, this is life. This is a blessing either way. Like, I was having those rough days of just energy and strength, being depleted. I had to tell myself, I was like, I'd rather a bad day than not having any days. I'd rather just a bad moment than having a bad life. Like, literally just having a bad moment. It is not a bad life 100% of the time. So I just stay in gratitude. I'm grounded in gratitude. I'm thankful that I have people that actually are looking out for me and praying for me, and I'm blessed. Like, life is not bad at all. I'm really thankful for everything. Like, even the job, as hard as this is sometimes, I'm thankful I have it because it could be a lot worse like it was. So this has been a humble good time. I am Eden the Hero. Peace.